back. Yay! Dude,
What?
down,
Are we wearing the same color shirt?
Dude, we're wearing the same color shirt. No.
Yeah?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's blue.
Mine is
the same
dark
color.
blue.
It's the same color. I know it's the same. There he is. Our good
Mr.
friend.
Car Gift. Thank you, man.
Yeah, we called Portugal today.
We called Portugal.
We called and talked to our buddy Lewis in Portugal so he could help us with this Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
Because when we searched, he was the only person that had a picture of what we were looking for. So thank you, Lewis, again for taking care of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes, you told me. Yeah. Well, now that we
such enthusiasm. Trust me, we're happy to be to this point
100%.
because last year feels like last year. Last week was crazy.
Yes.
Ada can attest to that. Last week, yeah, because Saturday till Thursday was crazy. That was last week. Oh. Then we were here Friday and Saturday,
we were still zombies. In the craziness.
We were zombies. So that's why we just didn't do the news or the other show because we were both just not ready to be awake.
I'm not ready to be awake.
I had to go to a hockey game, which was one of the most epic hockey game ever. Because when the other team's coach gets thrown out, it got real.
So we went to a varsity club to to eat.
Yeah.
And of course they have the game.
Yeah.
And it's one of those. We sit down, we talking and everything, and Sebastian turns around and he's like, "They fighting."
Well, there was nonstop fighting.
And I'm like,
everyone did that. Everyone slept for 3 days straight. Dude, we were at work the next day. We suck.
How do they everybody slept for 3 days?
I don't know. Team Red.
Team
Bet,
Red.
Angel.
Hey, man. And Team Red killed it.
Okay, so we're going to get to that
yes.
in a minute because we have an amplifier to give away that we've already drawn the name. We have the artwork. We have everything. Mm-hmm. But before we do that, could you do me a favor? While I'm going through this nonsense, can you look up a picture of...
Did we have the other one?
No, we can just... You're plugged in. So I can literally just...
Where?
So if you just go like that, and now you go find a picture on Facebook.
I don't know.
All right. So do... Okay. It's okay. So let's do this. Okay, hold on. So let's click on this. And then file.
Anyway, so
new window.
What's up, Fro? What's up, Christian? Good evening, guys.
Okay, so now then go to Facebook. Can you go to Facebook?
Do you know my password
and
everything?
Know your password.
I don't know either. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll do it after this. All right, that's I can't believe. Okay,
it's in my phone. I don't need to.
It's okay. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. All right, let's just go through this by the numbers.
If you give me this, I will plug it in.
I don't know where that's not. We have it out because we screwed that up. I'll find it after I do this because it's not. I just got to type and add it and it'll pop up. So, anyways, we do this little thing called 12 Volt Clean Wire Club every Sunday. Fernando finds a new top. This Sunday is the winner of the Clean Wire Challenge at Master Tech Expo 2024. Mm-hmm. The sponsor that he was aligned with was Orca, which was he got the Focal system. We had a Focal. We had a Glony. Moscone.
Yeah.
So we had Focal, Moscone, Gladen. We had Harman brought us JBL and Infinity. We had Ground Zero, which we just had 2 Ground Zero systems. And then we also had Electromedia, which gave us a Hertz and an Audison system. And then all the wires provided by the sponsor of the 12 Volt Clean Wire Club, just by chance, we know a guy, which was Metra. So we had T-Spec and Tsunami Wire everywhere for these guys to play with. It was fantastical. But the winner, because there can be only one, was Pierce from...
Music Car.
Thank you. My
Norwest.
Brain, there was way too much. So with this wonderful Focal system, both front and back, and of course, like always, Pierce made a mess, routing out the holes.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Mm-hmm. The amp rack itself, the board was the talk of the town. That was brought to you by Hello from South Africa.
It's a sign.
Next year. Maybe next year. Probably next year. Anyways, the amp rack was brought to us from the guys at Sounds Good. So that's their 1087. Is it 1087? It's 1087, right? Anyway, Sounds Good audio. up there in Tennessee. Sounds
Yes.
good stereo.
Sounds good stereo.
Sounds good stereo. One of these days I'll get that right.
Nah,
Anyway, Sage and the boys made us all our amp racks. They were fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, dude, where'd you get these? I know, they were sexy.
Yes.
So Sage and Don and everyone over there at Sounds Good Stereo did an amazing job on that. But this is Pierce. He did a wonderful job.
Congratulations,
3D printed
man.
a little Molex type connector over here that he had. Mm-hmm. So congratulations to Pierce. This is year 2. He's out. He can run no more. We will have next year. We will have 8 new competitors, and we will have 3 new vendors. So the only one we're inviting back, because this year was their first year, you get 2 years. So we're gonna have 3 new vendors next year. So it'll be fun. I'm pretty excited. And with this, we move on to. Let me get rid of this. We move on to. Let me go back here. Let me X out of this. The build off, which is what you guys are all excited about, because the winner of the build off got to. All right, let me go back to me. Hey, look, it's Chip Foose and Ben Wu.
Yes, Sage is in Tennessee. You guys can check them out. They awesome. Yeah. Sounds good stereo. You should have an amateur wire challenge.
I feel that is the 12 Oakland Wire Club.
Dude, some of these guys are insane.
All right, so here we go. I'm just gonna start.
Hey, welcome to the show, guys.
We really gotta fix that.
You just gotta press
play. All right, so I'm gonna bring this over to here. So I'll put us up here in the top corner. This was
Team Red.
Team Red with their cool motorized Rockford Fosgate. So that thing opened and closed. Oh, there we go. So there we go.
That was a video, man.
I didn't know if Angel was over there with the controller. Look at him. Look, it's like smile, hit the button, please work. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So there we go. Oh, we've got a little picture of Eric Russell there for a second. Anyways, that was that, which means that there was a bunch of you guys that picked Team Red, along with all the other teams. So thank you for participating.
Thank you so much, guys.
Wonderful thing. This is brought to you by the fine folks at Arc Audio. So let's zoom over here real quick and take a look at what they're going to win, Johnny. So this is the Moto 720. No, it was a thing. So this is the Moto 720 4-channel amplifier. Here is some of the pictures of it. We've actually had this amplifier when it first came out. We got to take a look at it. It is quite small in size, but don't let it fool you, because when you come down here, at 4 ohms, it's 150 watts per channel.
Very powerful
amplifier. At 2 ohms, it's 180 watts. You can bridge it to get 360 watts. Do not bridge it at 2 ohms. Frequency response is 10 to 20,000 hertz. And of course, it's got all kinds. It's got high level and low level inputs as well. But I know you guys are going, wow, really? Yeah, 150 watt by 4 amplifier. That's like this big.
Take it. We have one.
I know, but I don't want to jump up and get it.
Okay.
Anyways, the winner of this will get one shipped out to you from Arc Audio themselves. I talked to Brian today. He's like, all I need is the address. So here we go. And the winner is, let me come over to this and we will click this. Boom. The winner of the Arc Audio Moto 720 is Aaron Vertrees. Yeah, we'll go.
Vertrees.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Vertrees. Aaron Vertrees. It's Aaron.
He picked Team Red with a bunch of other guys, so I know it's lit up blue. Hold on. You know what? That's just bugging me. I gotta do this. So let's do that. There we go. I feel better now.
Wow.
So there you go. That is that.
I'm sure Dad is happy now.
And don't worry, guys, if you have comments, go ahead and get to those. We're going to go through your comments. We just wanted to get through all this in the first couple minutes of the show so that we could get all this cleared off our board. Also, one bit of information. Congratulations, Aaron. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Brian is the one that made it happen. That's right. Congratulations. I will get you that address.
Yeah, pretty much.
One other thing. This Saturday on the Saturday show, we're going to have Mr. Brian Schmidt, creator of the MasterTech Expo, come on, and we're going to do a quick recap. Some of the high points of the show, some of the moments that we just enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Just a quick one, just like 15 minutes. Just have him on. We're going to talk about it. Hopefully, he will not be dropping any bombs on us like he did the first year when we found out we were going to be doing the Clean Water Challenge. But yeah, so it was a pretty exciting show, but we'll talk more about it on Saturday. That way we don't kind of eat up all that extra time. But Fernando, are you ready? Can we dig into the questions?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I'm like, what are we ready for?
I don't know. I asked the same thing.
Yes.
Hold on, I got to bring this up. Arc Audio made that happen. Yes, they did. Brian stepped up and gave us...
Brian was so busy doing demos on the car.
Dude, he had a 45-minute wait.
And people that they came out from the Cadillac is like, oh my God, man, this is so amazing.
Well, it got to be so funny is that they got tired of waiting for the Cadillac, so they just went and listened to his truck.
Yeah.
I mean, as a constellation prize, I guess it's okay. He's over there going, what? Yeah, the truck actually sounds equally as amazing. The Cadillac is something to be heard. Yeah. But the truck is the thing that dumbfounds
the truck
everyone.
Is just impressive because what he has.
I mean, it's two tweeters, 2 6.5, some 10s in the back, a Blackbird and a Nighthawk.
And a cool, nice...
And a beautiful
fire box.
I think it's the aluminum in the box.
I really think it's Chewy.
Chewy's picture in the box?
That's it. That's what it is.
Yeah, he went with Chewy instead of Princess.
Yeah.
So bad. That Cadillac is silly. Oh, that one. That Cadillac is silly as hell. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But anyways, Fernando.
Yes. What?
No. Go ahead. Throw it up for me. I'm going to dump for that and give me the first question. Good afternoon, Dean and Fernando. Can't wait for the new Ford Ranger dash kit install video to post. Okay, so a little clarification. We did not put a radio in the Ford Ranger. We kept the factory radio. But your question is easy enough to answer. I have one and need to know which kit fits the Pioneer. Okay. So that kit that would work in that vehicle, which we verified why we had it here in a part, is the iData MFT1. So you can just head over to iData or Maestro.com or iDataMaestro.com or any combination of those. Pardon me. Type in your make, model, year of the Ford Ranger, and it's the MFT1 kit. So it's an RR in the kit. Which is actually really good because the kit is extremely affordable as opposed to some other manufacturers that charge, that like replace air conditioning and all that. So you get to keep all your stuff. You screen them out from the behind. It's a pretty snazzy thing to do. But yeah, you want to use the iData kit. I wish we would have done a new radio when we did that, but it really wasn't in the cards. But yeah, that's all you really need. Okay, second question was, hi, you said in the Burgundy Ford Raptor with the Mosconis, you ran 2 runs of 0 gauge power and ground.
No.
Okay, but before we do that, let's just pull that. Oh, not that. Hold on. This one. This segment is brought to you by the fine folks at Mosconi Dash America. If you want to, so this is going out to Christian, who has a stiffy for the new 430 amplifier.
I thought it was an 830.
No, he wants the 430 like you have, because it has 2 channels of AAB.
Yeah.
Guess what?
What?
They're coming out with a 2-channel version of the amplifier that is just that. It is a 2-channel version of the AAB section. So like the channels 1 and 2 in the 430 are going to be available. I think was it a 210?
It's a 210.
It's a 210 AAB. So we saw one of one.
Yep.
This past week, it was pretty
nice,
cool.
Man.
It's built on the smaller 110 chassis.
Yeah.
So I mean, they basically make this long chassis and they make one that's half. We got to get one of those. Yeah. And it's going to be built off of that. So if you're just looking for that super awesome sound that you get from the 430's high A section, you can now buy it as a 2-channel. You can't yet. You will be able to buy it as a 2-channel. Ooh, how exciting is that? Anyways, back to this question. The Burgundy Raptor, all Raptors, that is, that we have to put a bigger system in it. We run 2 runs of 0 gauge. 1 run of positive, 1 run of negative. We do not run 4. That would be crazy. But hey, some systems you might need it. We have done where we've ran like 0 and a 4. But no, in this particular one, it's 2 0 gauge, 1 power, 1 ground, and they do run through the vehicle on the driver's side. There's actually enough room to do it. Everything else runs up the passenger side, with the exception of like the base knob, because it's tiny. But yeah, that's what we got. So hopefully that answers your question, Mike.
And yeah, there you go. Yes, everything needs to go. Everything goes
Fernando's
inside.
amazing when it comes to running power wire.
Yeah.
On the 0 gauge, we do tech flex each one of those individually, or no? No, you wrap them up. No.
So it depends.
Yeah.
I put it together. It's easier sometimes.
Yeah,
I
it fits
put
in
separately.
it fits in the bigger one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it is one run of tech flex.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I just thought of that. 2 10s down firing, or 2 8s Gately in a 14 Silverado SQ lean, but like to be loud too. I don't think that matters. I think that was a comment that Andy had, was like
2 10s down fire.
No, when he was talking about when people say loud versus SQ, it's like it just comes down to how you EQ the subwoofer. You know what I mean? Because like, can the subwoofer do what you're trying to do is really what it comes down to, and at what volume is it going to do it at? It always comes down to volume. But either way, man, I think, okay, so for me, just because like I don't want to raise my seat, I would probably do 2 10s down firing. However, I don't know, 2 8s front firing, I just don't think is enough bass.
2 10s down firing.
I think 2 10s down firing would be more bass. Better, where you could do full size.
If I had a truck, I would definitely put 4 8s.
4 8s is really the kicker. I would rather have 4 8s that I could turn down than 2 that I wish I had more. Oh, look who's back in town. Do you have TSA pre-check, and is it worth it? Believe it or not, Fro, no, we don't, because we only fly once a month, and it's not that bad. And sometimes we see the TSA pre-check line is almost longer than our line. However, not when we were in Mesa, Arizona. Our line there sucked, and the TSA guys were just standing around doing this, and the guy in front of us did not appreciate the fact that they were not busy. And we were so close to seeing a TSA throw some guy to the ground and cuff his ass and drag him away. This guy was having a really bad day. Yeah. It was quite amusing. Fernando, of course, was saying, just to be safe so that he wasn't shanked in line because we hadn't gone through TSA yet.
I was just putting more fire into the...
you were definitely stoking the fire. This guy was losing his schnikes.
Yes.
Fernando, you can just...
Venmo.
Yeah.
Venmo?
My money? Venmo, my money. I heard red is the new orange. Oh, you guys bet.
Yeah, we bet.
And she won?
She picked orange. I picked green.
Oh, neither one of you won.
And we both suck.
So you could just both send me the money.
Yes.
Mary Lou, I do have a bag for you of stuff, so I just need to get where you want me to send it.
Yes.
So, here we go. Christian.
Congratulations, Ada.
Congratulations, Ada, for sure.
And the whole red team, because like
I was gonna say, I feel like the whole red team. It was definitely Ada was there.
Junior Angel, and Ada. They just like
they were. It was not a solo mission. That is for sure. Those all 3 of those guys put in a ton of effort, and came up with some crazy ideas. So good for them. Yep. I haven't met anyone in your industry that ever knew Roy Vanes. He has passed, but he got me into car audio. The vehicle used to send him. Yeah, okay, prime. Yeah, I've never heard of him either. That's sad, man. Sad. And then, like, you missed it earlier. We were talking about they have a new Moscone amplifier, which is just the AAB section of the 430. It's a 210 AAB. That's coming.
All right.
You might be able to find a picture of it, but I don't have one. Did you take a picture of it?
Of
the new 210 AAB?
No,
I didn't either. I told them that they need to keep that sticker and make it like a.
Dude, I just hear like, hey, and I was like,
just send me the money. I said red. Oh, yeah. Okay, Sue. It was 1,000% a team deal, 1,000,000%, a 10,000. It was a lot of zeros. Excuse me, a 100 percentage point team. And there's no way for it not to be. I mean, you everyone has to be on board. All right, back to Fro's TSA. I have TSA Pre, and it's worth it in most of the time. You also don't need to take off your shoes, belts, etc. Most of the time, stay in your bag. Like we're fortunate in that, like where we fly out of, which is Tampa International, we know which machines are the just keep all your crap. Like most of the machines at Tampa have switched to everything gets to stay in your bag. I know in our Southwest terminal, pretty much all the machines are that. There might be one that's just held over, and I think is actually in the TSA pre-check side because, right? Why?
Yeah.
Southwest, Southwest. Literally, the worst it's ever taken is maybe 10 minutes. American. Well, that one morning where there was a ton of people and we had to wait.
I like American, man.
I like American too, just because as long as you check your bag,
yes,
and don't have to stick it in the overhead bin.
Yeah.
But yeah, which is what we had to do this time because my bag on my way home weighed exactly 50 pounds.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I think the scale was broke. Anyways, next question.
All right, next question.
Will you post a full installation video about the Mercedes-Benz behind you? I have a Mercedes-Benz CLS and collecting all information and devices to upgrade my system. We are not filming this car. This is the first one of these and it's been fun. But we will be showing what it looks like on Instagram. We did some Instagram day. We talked a little bit about it. Location of parts and stuff like that. This is a base model Mercedes-Benz, so it's just a 5-channel audio system. I mean, it has a tweeter and a mid and a door, which are 1 and 2. There's a rear, which is 3 and 4, and then there is a subwoofer on the passenger side.
Footwell.
I say subwoofer, footwell. We will be adding both front, right. Left and right.
Left and right, yeah.
We originally tried to do the focals. The focal is not made to fit in the GLE 450.
Yeah.
So we are getting them from Match, which is Audio Tech Fisher, makes a set that's specifically designed just for these. So make sure you check that.
Now, when you say the CLS, like this one is
GLE.
Totally different.
Totally different.
Believe me, I was same thing. We're trying to find some stuff, and it's like,
you have to make sure that you pick up the right thing.
Yeah.
And speaking of Instagram, Mr. Bennett, we finally got around to opening your packaging today. Thank you so much for the cool hats and the skateboard.
I love that one. That was awesome. Thank you.
The cool microfiber giant blanket from, that thing is, that's actually in the, we put that thing to work right away.
Yeah.
So thank you, Museway.
It's a fender cover.
Yeah, well,
but actually,
it doesn't have magnets, so
no. But I like to keep it in the inside because it has the fiber, so it's really nice. Thank you so much for the package, Chris. And
so apparently, I'm not 8.5 feet, so I can't 8.5 inches. Yeah, so this is what we got.
I love it. Ooh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sexy.
Yeah,
a cool hat.
Yeah.
So look at this. Now, if you would like a skateboard like this, you could become a dealer, and they will give you a cool skateboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
I love it.
Yeah. So. Yeah, there you go. Look at that.
Okay.
And it's blue. Thank God it's blue.
Yeah. So, it matches your shirt.
It does match my shirt, but I'm so tired of so music is the way. How cool is that?
I like that one.
I know. I like anything that isn't black.
What?
I just black hats, black shirts, black hats.
Black fits with everything.
Yeah, I don't like
everything.
I just don't like it. Look at that beauty. He's talking about the products.
Oh, I thought he was talking about me.
No. Hi guys. I got a 2011 Camaro RS and I changed the back speakers. The Harley sounds The Harley sounds, the speakers got 2 terminals, and my factory wires are 4. Okay, so the reason for that is because the rear speakers are the subwoofer and the mid-range. So that is why there are 4 wires. So if you are going to hook up a new set of speakers back there, you need to hook it up with 4 speakers. So you need to do what's called bi-amp mode. So 2 of the wires are going to just the mid-bass driver, which is the subwoofer, and 2 of the wires are going to the coaxial mounted in the center. So when you buy your new speakers, you have to hook them up that same way, or one of 2 things are going to happen. You're either just going to have all mid-range coming from the driver and no bass in your car, or you're going to have all bass coming from the driver with no mid-range. So that's what's going on. A nice bi-amp 6x9 will sound the best. You're probably still going to lose some of the sub bass that it had, mainly just because the new driver isn't made to do what it was doing. But that is why it is like that. Fun. Yeah. No,
Okay.
it's all good.
I'm trying to go back. Hang on.
I'll send you a pink shirt.
A pink shirt.
Faro, he says, I'll send you a pink shirt.
Oh, pink shirts.
I don't. Actually, I do have a pink shirt now because I have a pink shirt from the Princess run. One of the runs was pink. I'll probably never wear it. 23 Outback. Anyway, to lower vibration in the sunglass drop-down console thingy above the windshield. Only place that rattles with my subs. If you don't want to use it as a sunglass holder anymore, it's easy enough to make it not rattle. But no, there's yeah. I mean, it's just a weak point in the car.
Change your next one.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Now what are we talking about? So I totally forgot about that one, man.
What one?
Master Tech.
What about
you won the Master Wire? What was it? What was it called?
I don't know, man. Weren't you there? I mean, I could pull it up on Facebook.
Probably. I mean, you should.
I was just going to wait and talk about it on Saturday.
Still, I mean, we can still talk about it. But just grab a picture.
Okay, relax. Anyways, back to this question. Not without totally losing the functionality of it. It's not going to work because it's it's just a weak point in the car.
Yes.
So that's what we got.
Look at that. See how rude, bro.
Why are we rude?
I don't know.
I don't either. I don't even know what we're talking about.
It's like 20 minutes ago. That was this comment 20 minutes ago. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to.
You're just trying to catch up.
There you go.
There's
see.
There's your thing. I mean,
that came out pretty cool. Like
the picture
behind the whole thing.
Yeah. You should have seen me taking that.
I can imagine with the shirt.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
I know. That's the first thing I was like. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, it was cool. But trying to make sure I'm not showing up in the picture was hilarious. But but no, I thought you'd get.
I mean, I can still see you arms right there.
That's the floor.
No.
Yeah.
Dude.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyways, yeah.
All right.
So Master Clean Wire Attack 2020.
Master Clean Wire, perfect.
Did you cry? I did not cry this time.
No.
However, everyone thought it was funny because the last thing I said when I walked off the stage, because Boston Mike was sitting right there, and I go Boston Cream, and walked off the stage, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh!" Gary actually cried, and I was so happy that he did because Gary Bell won the Lifetime Achievement Award. Some of you'll know him from the Old Fashioned Podcast with Matt Schaefer. Anyways, no, that's we'll talk about that more on Saturday when we have Brian Schmidt on.
We saw Marty for a little bit.
We did see Marty. No, I talked to him.
Yeah?
Yeah, because we were talking about the other brand.
Yeah, okay.
Oh
my gosh.
Recoil.
Yeah.
Recoil. Yes, we were talking a little bit about Recoil and stuff like that.
221 is the same.
So... he is your mentor. I think he's everybody's mentor at this point. He's definitely, Recoil.
Perfect.
What does it say? No longer trusted tech. He's just trusted YouTuber now. No, it's a trophy you'll have for life. So, I mean,
which one?
Trusted tech.
Oh, yeah.
That is Sir Master Clean Wire Tech to all of you. Thank you, Mr. Bennett.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then you Lord, so.
What's that?
Lord.
Oh, yeah, Lord. Yeah, we could have put Lord on there, too. Yeah, I got to frame that. Recoil is going to do big things. There again, I don't know enough about it to comment on it. At some point, we'll get Marty in a place where we're both not busy as hell.
Yeah,
yes, Lord Dean. That's correct. I'm a British land owner. British, not Scottish, not Ireland. Went to the motherland, so we are British landowners. So, Lord, that was Christmas present. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Lord Wires.
Trusted Tech is like the minimum to be a friend of mine. It's too funny. That is too funny. Anyways, back to some questions. Okay, we answered that one. We got that one. We got that one. Let's just remove that. We already answered that question.
Okay.
What else you got?
Got that one.
Welcome back, guys. Tiffany RCAs, are they a gimmick or are they the superior connection? They look great. They look fantastic, right?
You don't like them?
No, Tiffany RCAs. No, they look nice. Listen, I don't think there's a superior RCA. I mean, RCA's like we're still thrown back to 1970s. I think it's a gimmick at this point because most people are, most amplifier manufacturers have some form of a printed cast, very specific piece that goes into their amplifier for RCAs. So, and there are way more expensive amplifiers that figure out ways to do it differently. I think it looks cool, and I think that's why a lot of those guys still do it. But I don't see it as a superior way of doing things. That is just my personal opinion, though. So take it for what it will. If you don't agree with me, that's perfectly okay. But I think it's gimmicky as hell.
Okay.
So, it was awesome talking to you again.
Say,
Hope
buddy.
to see you next year. Lino, every time he'd walk by, I go, Lino!
Yeah.
And he'd be like,
No,
hi. But yeah, no, it was
it's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're sitting next to each other in the class.
So who make Earthquake? That's Earthquake is a brand of its own. So you can just Google Earthquake.
Did that happen in California?
Yeah. What does it say? Lord Thunder, aka Dean. All hail Lord Dean. Yeah, I agree. Wouldn't that be fun? No.
I mean, you should make a shirt like
No. What should I set my tweeter frequencies on my Morel 300s? That is a great question, but believe it or not, it is in the packaging material for the tweeter. If you don't have it, you can get it online. You can go to
morelhifi.com. You can find them in there.
Yeah.
Type the model number, and in the specifications, will you get that information?
You can also, there's a 1-800 number there that you can call, talk to Casey. A safe point is going to be 3224.
Yes.
But more than likely, that is not where you're going to want to keep it at. I don't know the 300 tweeter off the top of my head, but there again, it's more than likely to be like 1822. But it is in they do print that stuff for you, so it's not like a guess.
Go to the website. Easy to find.
You can also just dial the number. Casey will pick up. He'll answer your question in 2 seconds, and that'll be that. So I'm guessing it is the MT300 tweeter. Christian, if you know it off the top of your head, because by all means type it in there. But yes, it is in the instructions for that.
Go down.
We'll go down.
No,
the FS is at 1600, so that would be really. So then that would be 32 at 24.
Yeah,
but because you double the FS. Yeah, 32 at 24. Even Christian agrees with me. So
yeah, I mean
hold on. So Could you
just click that?
Okay, so to answer the question on the ILX W650. The streamer would work for videos on the ILX W650.
Perfect. 670.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think. The 670, the only problem with that... Okay, so the streamer works over CarPlay. Okay, so the iPhone does not have a way to stream, and that does not have Android streaming built into it either. It is a basic model Alpine radio, so there is no HDMI into it. The streamer will stream over the USB. So it's going to unlock that. So basically, the radio sees it as either Android or iPhone, and then it ports over other information. So the streamer will work, but it will allow you to do wireless also. So you can stream through wireless. But it is not, it's not a cheap toy. It's expensive. So just so you know. But it will work. All right.
Okay.
Hide current comment.
All
right. Bring back the other one. Sorry. Go ahead. How do you determine what size fuse to use in a distribution block when you set step down wire size? I don't think I understand the question. determine when you step down wire size? Why would I step down wire size?
You can.
You mean like when I go, like if I have like a 4 gauge coming in, and or an 8 or 0 or whatever, like a 0 gauge or 4 gauge coming in, and either goes like 0 goes to 4 or 4 goes to 8. Typically, it's whatever the amplifier has on it.
Okay.
You could go a little less if you wanted, but never more. It's like if the amplifier has a 40 amp fuse, if you want to put a 35 in there, you could. There again, it's what that is doing is that is protecting if the smaller or if the bigger amplifier goes crazy, it's gonna hopefully blow the fuse the other way. So the reality is fuses are really great if you're trying to keep your car from catching on fire. Okay, outside of that, that's about all they're used for. Okay, they're not going to protect the amplifier because a fuse that sits out here is too far away from the amplifier's critical circuits to go to save it. It's not going to happen. That's why most amplifiers have either the fuse on the amplifier or some kind of short circuit protection built into them, hopefully, that will prevent it from going crazy. Now, if it's a really well built amplifier, some of them are freaking amazing. Like you could just like amplifier turns right back on. It's quite cool. Other amplifiers, you blow the fuse, the amp is dead. So, yeah. Now, if the amplifier has no fuses on it, most manufacturers, not all, but most amplifier manufacturers, you can go to the specifications, which they should, and tell you what the min-max fuse or min-max draw is. Most of them will also recommend a fuse size to run so that you don't do dumb things. But there again, when you have the fuse distribution, it's there to protect the other amplifier if one was to go bad. That's all it's for. So, and to keep your car from burning to the ground. I know it's just a fuse. Yep. Go ahead.
Just a fuse.
It's just a fuse.
Okay.
Fuses are fuses. But everyone should have a fuse. Don't use breakers. Breakers are bad. Okay.
Breakers are for.
Next. Yep. Hey, I have a JL Audio 1200.1 HD and a 400 RD and a 2018 Dodge Charger. Should I upgrade my alternator or would you recommend a stronger second battery? So this is like the question that will plague us for all of time, right? Like we've put way more stuff in this particular vehicle and had no issues.
Mm-hmm.
It really just depends on what it is you're trying to do. Okay, so like if you're trying to tap out the most amount of power you can get at all these amplifiers, having some form of upgraded power source would be a great idea. But is the juice worth the squeeze is really what the question always comes down to. So by spending $500 putting a bigger alternator in there to power the battery, is that really going to give you anything else? At most, you might get a couple hundred watts more, but that's really not enough to actually notice. Most people can tell the difference when their amplifier is putting out 800 watts or if their amplifier is putting out 500 watts. So is $500 for an alternator worth it? Now, a second battery all depends on how you plan on maintaining the second battery. So there again, if you're driving around and you're not hitting it full system, well, then the original battery is getting some charge on it. But if you had a second battery, it would go leak over into that. So you'd have a bigger capacitance bank to draw from. So when you are just like railing on it, there's a bigger thing, but you could end up with just 2 dead batteries at that point. So at that point, you'd have to charge the external battery like in the wall, maybe every week or every other week, or depending on how you play it, every night. Those 2 amplifiers aren't huge. So to me, I would never even worry about this system. There's really nothing that a small amount of extra whatever is going to give you. The battery's in the back, the amplifier's in the back. It's a short run of power. We've always had great success with these cars and never really had any issues. Now, if you're worried about your car dimming while you're sitting at a stoplight at night because you got your air conditioning pumping and stuff like that, well, then if that's keeping you up at night, spend the money and get the bigger alternator. But yeah, I personally would not lose any sleep over this particular system. It's not that big. I'm just saying it's not like a 3K or a 5K or something like that. Now, if you had something like that, then yeah, batteries and bigger alternator would definitely help the system for sure.
Okay.
What is Baba? What is that? Okay. Do Dodge U-Connect radios go analog out to the Pack Amp Pro? Stuck with head unit DAC, debating Toshlink adapter for Pack Amp Pro, but wondering if it will still go digital to analog back to digital. I mean, yeah, it's going to go analog. Yes, it's going to do all of that. I don't really have a good answer for this other than to say when we do Dodges, we typically don't use an Amp Pro. We use a DSR1. The other option, of course, is the new Arc Audio PSM Pro, which is their version of the DSR1. Both of those have a much better, much cleaner, just nicer sound. I know they're both DSPs, and you may already have a DSP in your car, but they both sound fantastic. I don't know what year Dodge you have, which is kind of okay, but our good friend Mike Rios ran into this very same problem. He had a brand new, which we've filmed several times now. We just filmed it. We haven't released it yet. He has a brand new system in it. But he was running into issues running that particular piece that you're running. And I was like, dude, just swap it out for PSM Pro. He was like, I can do that. I was like, he's the ARC rep. And I was like, yeah. And so it sounded 100% better once he did that, just because it has a better preamp section in it and it's a DSP. So yeah, there are better tools to do that. But if you're like, I've already spent the money, I'm not liquid like that, definitely run the Toslink output for sure. But keep in mind, you will have to turn the gains up a lot higher. What Pioneer receiver would you recommend for using a 2017 Subaru WRX if you want to include Apple CarPlay and a view of your car garage gauges? All right, so the gauges, I don't know why I said garage. The gauges thing is done through iData RR. So that is an iData Maestro RR or RR2, depending on which one. That one might actually call for an RR2. But that communication with the car is what allows the gauges to happen. So that is the most important thing, is getting the RR or RR2 interface for the car in order to see the gauges, the doors, the tire pressure, and all that cool stuff. Now, as far as which radio has the best user interface for that, it's going to be Kenwood. If you want the coolest gauge cluster, Kenwood offers the coolest gauge cluster. If you have your heart set on Pioneer, buy the best Pioneer radio that you can afford. The better ones are better. It's really what it comes down to. More money you spend on the radio, the better performance you're going to get, especially out of Pioneer. But, the difference now between the base model and the one with everything is usually $200 or $300. I know, but it's worth saving up the extra $200 or $300 and just getting the best one that they make. Because, why not? I mean, don't settle, people. Always get the best.
You never settle?
Well, the best comes with time, right? Because if you look at most radios are in that $400, $450 range, right?
Yep.
But to go up to the flagship,
it's another
$800, $350.
Yeah.
$300 to $350.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you say, okay, well, that's great, but that's $300 to $350. You say, okay, well, how long are you going to keep the car for? I'm going to have this for a very long time. Okay. So let's say you even look at how long does it take to make $300. See, the problem is everyone is in such a hurry. But no, but everybody's in such a hurry. That's not true.
I know, bro.
But no, what I'm saying is the difference between an entry level okay to the best one is $300 to $350.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, dude, if you save $25 a week for 3 to 4 months, you're gonna have the money.
Yeah.
Okay. So
a year, probably. A year.
Not even a year to get an extra. I mean, dude, side job. My point is I feel like my life is nothing but a side job. My point is it's just time, because with time you will get the money. But everyone is such a hurry and they settle on, oh, this one's okay. No, God, don't do okay. Do great, man. Like, that was the one thing when I was like not this. Dude, I would save up I saved for 3.5 years to get my first big ass camera lens.
Just who knows?
You know, the 300. Yes, she knows.
It's like, what are you doing?
Because every dime I found was disappearing, bro. I think it was $7,000. I mean, it took 3 years to find $7,000.
That's down payment for a house, bro.
Actually, it was more of a down payment. My first house down payment wasn't even that high.
Yeah.
So, you know, but that's the
Christ.
thing, though. I knew what I wanted. I was willing to wait to get it, you know, because there again, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no. It's totally get it. You know, it's like, get it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Would you remove the spare tire and put amps in the empty space as not enough room under the rear seat? Well, there's never any room underneath the rear seats. Okay, so this is a tricky one. I drive my car back and forth to home, all right? It doesn't go more than 10 miles, maybe 25 miles from the house. That's the circle that this car lives. Sue's car, on the other hand, we're driving back and forth to Orlando all the time. That's 80 miles there one way. That's 100. That's 200. And we've gotten a flat tire before. We've had a transmission drop out. We've had all kinds of crap happen. So I'm an advocate of keeping the spare tire whenever possible, just because why not? My car currently doesn't have a spare tire because Mustangs typically don't come with spare tires. So yes, I would put my amp rack in there and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
But AAA is a wonderful thing. That's all I got to say. AAA is a beautiful thing, and we have AAA, and we pay for it. Proudly pay for AAA because they saved my ass more times than I care to admit. So, and it's worth it.
Yes.
Dude, when Sue needed another battery the other day, she just called AAA. They came out, put the new battery in. I did not have to do anything. Sexy.
That is fantastic.
It was fantastic. I'm going to throw this one back up there. Hey, you guys have seen this at the top of the page for a while now. That's our good friends at Audio Control at audiocontrol.com. They have some new preloaded subwoofer enclosures you guys might be interested in because they make one for the rear of the Jeep JL as well as JK. And they also have a new 2/8 downfiring. Oh, was it downfiring or front firing?
It's
downfiring. Yeah, 2/8 downfiring box for the Gladiator that we have heard and shot a video on. That thing was impressive as hell. It's all fiberglass, blown fiberglass enclosure box. It's really nice. But now they have bigger boxes, so they have both series and preloaded enclosures. So you have your narrow truck wedge, you have your bigger trunk mount, grills, ported, cool material covering them. 2 input terminals, whether you want to do just silly push tabs or if you want to build a dedicated plug. Comes with both. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. Find them at audiocontrol.com. And this is the winner of the Arc Audio Moto 720 for picking the red team. Congratulations. Okay.
Did you answer this one?
I don't know. Dean and Fernando, is there benefit running separate amplifiers to 2 substations? I'm a minimalistic kind of guy when it comes to anything. So if I can do one, I'm going to do one. I don't like to do, I try to, there again, with the cost of what it takes to put one of these systems in now, if I can just do one product and get you where you need to be, I'm going to do one product because I'm trying to do it for the most reasonable amount of money possible. So if I got to run 2 power wires or if I got to run a bigger power wire, if I got to do any of that nonsense, it kind of sucks. The only time we'll do something like this is every now and then we'll put in like a Rockford P300 subwoofer and they'll come back usually a year later or 2 years later or whatever. They're like, can I get another one? And we're like, yeah, sure. Yep. So we'll run a whole nother separate and then we'll do all our connections hidden up in the side panel somewhere. But other than that, no, typically I just want to buy a bigger amplifier, make it work.
What's up, Mike?
Boston Cream. Late to the show, but made it. How's it going? Yeah, kind of recovering. Slept like crap last night. I don't know why. Probably because I got like a lot of sleep the night before. Really? But yeah, just sucked last night. All right. Yeah. With the IRTA2, is it recommended to use it on the low side with the speaker also playing using something like a Y cable? No, the IRTA2 has a 2-channel input. So, and you just have to pick. So if you want to run an RCA on the left and a speaker wire on the right, you can. It won't hurt it. You just don't want to run two on the left, two on the right, because it's an either or, but you can run it any way you want. So and there again, you only have to run one input. So if you're just checking one thing, like in this particular vehicle, we just needed to check the subwoofer. So we just hooked up the left, went over, tapped it, good. But we also wanted to check for all pass filters and timing and all that other crap that might be in the EQ. So on left and right, so we ran both left and right inputs directly into the line level side, because this has got 6 volts of output. But yeah, so that's it. You don't have to run any Y jacks or anything like that. That's why it has the 2 switches. So if you're just checking a right signal, you can plug in a right signal, either RCA or speaker, and when you flick the right switch, it'll turn that on, and you'll see it. So it's actually as easy as we can make it.
Yeah.
Is 1/8-inch ABS thick enough to build under-seat racks for a single amp? If not, would 1/4-inch blown PVC work? Typically, we're going to use the 1/4-inch blown PVC for that particular thing. The 1/8 inch is kind of flimsy. I don't know, 1/8 inch takes way too much. You could stack 2 layers of 1/8 inch on top of one another's, but yeah, no, I would just use 1/4-inch blown PVC for that. It's way better. Way better. Move that down to here. What do you got? Hello from East Jordan.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on? Fire that glow forge up tomorrow. I need center brackets, please, and thank you. You're funny, Christian.
He's coming.
I'm sure he is.
He's telling you. Because he's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have 3 hours to play with his car tomorrow, though.
But 2 seat. Yeah, you have to.
I don't have 3. Actually, I got this nightmare to work on. I got to get that overly complicated amp mount done. We found the hardest way, but yet the easiest way to mount the amplifier in this, which we'll show you hopefully tomorrow. Mainly for service, because we want to be able to service the thing. But yeah, like I said, we found the hardest way, but the easiest way. So, yep. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Hold on. Why is this not wrong? There we go. Read that for me.
Hey Dean, Fernando, have you guys ever worked on a 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander SE without the Bose system? They are the exact same as the 2023 Nissan Pathfinder. Trying to add an amplifier and subs to my Mitsubishi.
So if it's without a Bose system and you're saying it's the same as the Nissan Pathfinder, amp or Stinger is going to have the pack harness for this.
Yeah.
Because they have the pack harness, they have the Nissan add an amp T harness for that particular 2023 Nissan Pathfinder. The reality is if you're just trying to add a sub amp, you only need to tap either the front, left, or right mid range in order to do this. You do not. That's everything below 80 hertz is mono. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, you just need to tap into that. Typically, I would, if we're just putting a sub amp, we like to avoid pulling the radio out because I don't want to pull all that apart. So we'll just go into the kick panel and grab the front driver's side mid bass, and that's what we're going to connect our amplifier to. So that would be a good place to start. Full digital signal chain or traditional analog signal? Something nice. It needs to convert anyway. So it really just depends on the car and the situation that we're running into. Like RCA, as much as I hate it with just because it's so antiquated, and Toslink or digital is way cooler. It run. The main problem we run into is how long is the cable, where does it have to run, and stuff like that. Now, like if we're doing a Amp Pro, then it kind of makes sense, but it also doesn't because it depends on how many beeps and buzzers are in the car. So, for example, Toslink is only, as of current, is a left and right only. So if you have like beeps that happen behind you and to the left of you and to the front of you, and they are part of the stereo, you lose all of that. So you just have beeps on left, beeps on right. So that's where conventional RCA kind of plays in. The other thing too is that you do have to turn up the output. or the input gain, I should say, on a lot of these, or the output, depending on how you want to look at it, because
Mm-hmm.
Toslink is a very low signal. So it never fails. We always have to raise the audio in order to get any life out of it. So there is that to consider. Um, when Audison had the full bit, where everything was all daisy chained, and JL has something very similar to that. Those all work really well because it's just not a generic Toslink cable. They are kind of antiquated now, but the JL one still works pretty nice. It does. It's a lot of fun, and it sounds good. But it's up to you.
If your radio, if your radio only has front and rear and subwoofer output, how do you add more? Says if you're doing a three-way setup, front and coaxial speakers and rear and subs.
So that would be a DSP or digital sound processor.
Mm-hmm.
Is really what it comes down to, or
Audio
amplifiers.
control. Audio
Audio
control
control
makes
has
them.
the 8 to 10.
8 to 10.
So that's
Yeah.
8 in and 10 out. There's a couple different ways you can do this. All right. So for example, let's use audio control as case in point,
Okay.
just because there's enough stuff there that you could do. So first off, about the DM810. The DM810 is 8 in, 10 out. You don't have to use all 8 in. You could use 6 in, 10 out, whichever works for you. But you have 10 channels of audio now. Now, if you go like, I don't want to get all up into this, well, you say, okay, fine. There's another product that they make, which is the Matrix. The Matrix you can use as a line driver, so you can use that as a really nice splitter. So if you want to come in and go to multiple amplifiers, you could do 2 in, 6 out. Or, sorry, 3 pairs out. So, yeah, 6. Another thing to do is like the audio control amplifier. So the LC61200. The LC61200 doesn't have a DSP. However, it has the appropriate crossovers, so you could do a three-way set. So it has a 10-time multiplier switch for channels 1, which means you can do a tweeter. It has a bandpass for channels 3 and 4, and it has a bandpass for channels 5 and 6. So you could do, off of one RCA, you could do a three-way set just with the amplifier. Now, the Sony ES series amplifiers do that. We got a ground zero hidden up here that'll do that. So there's a lot of amplifiers that have this feature built into them. But there's also a bunch of DSPs that allow you to do that as well. So something like that, it's usually a DSP. So like in this particular vehicle, we're doing 8 channels. We're actually going to be 7 channels of audio. We're going to be doing the front, left, and right. Mid and tweet as 1 and 2, and then we have a mid bass, which is going to be 3 and 4, and then we have a rear, which is 5 and 6. Then we're bridging 7 and 8 off to a 10-inch downfiring subwoofer. So, and all of that is just going to be done. That amplifier has like 10 channels or 8 channels of inputs, so in 12 channels of DSP. So you actually go out and do other things. So you could use Y jacks also if you wanted to take it to the lowest common denominator and just put a bunch of amplifiers in.
Yeah, but you just say don't settle.
Well, I know what I said.
So just get a DSP.
Listen, I tell people
done.
not to settle, but that doesn't mean people aren't going to settle. Now, there's tons of DSPs out there that'll do this. You have Helix, you have Moscone.
You have all of them.
You have ARC.
They make.
Yeah. But that's really what you're looking at, is trying to do something
even
like that.
Way, Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why I was giving you so many options. You don't necessarily have to have a DSP unless you have the funds to invest in it. It's definitely a worthwhile addition. And that's why I gave you all the options that I did. I mean, at the end of the day, you could do it with Y-jacks, which is the cheapest thing you can do. All right, pull back the other one. Sorry. How about new 6.5-inch speakers from Audio Control versus GB60s? GB60. They're not in the same league, man. We're not there yet. This particular series that's out, the PNWs, is not a GB competitor. It'd be more of a GS competitor. So, but yeah, no. Yeah. That's you can't fake a GB60, man.
All right.
Is that it?
I'm out.
Oh, wow. Look at that. High current comment. All right. So we'd like to congratulate our winner of the ARC Audio Moto 720, Aaron Vertrees. We'd also like to thank our sponsors of the show this week, which is our good friends at Moscone Gladen, as well as Audio Control. Ooh. Next month, we're getting a new sponsor. pretty excited about that. That's all we got for you. Let me get rid of this because this is driving me crazy. We will be back, of course, Friday with the news.
Yeah.
Saturday we'll be here. We'll be talking with you. We're going to have our special guest on for a small period of time, about 15 minutes. We're at Brian Schmidt from MasterTech Expo / Mobile Solutions on. We're going to do a quick wrap up, talk about things that we thought were really cool and
What's
stuff
up,
like
Eric?
that. Mr. Markland, hey. So it ought to be pretty fun to have him on. We'll just talk about some of the, we all had a great time.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that, show you some pictures of that in case you missed some of the cool pictures. And then we'll be back. That's it. So that's Thursday, Friday. And of course, if you want to find us during the week, if Instagram is working, you can find us on Instagram. Today it wasn't. It was really weird. We couldn't get comments through on my feed, which totally sucked. So, hey guys, I had a few of my high school students call for a project. Thank you for the help.
Awesome, man. That's awesome.
Sweet.
All right.
But anyways, that's what we got. So thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. We hope you have a great rest of your Monday. We hope you have a fantastic week. Daylight savings is here finally for us, so it's daylight outside. That's fantastic. We get to leave with the lights on. So
I thought we were going to stay and keep working.
I might. But that's a whole nother story. You guys have a great night. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Fade to black.